It is my pleasure to open the first press conference of our official event, the press conference of Mrs. Christine Lagarde, President of the European Central Bank, and Mr. Dimitar Radev, Governor of the Bulgarian National Bank.
A pleasure for me to open the first press conference after our official event. And it's an honor to me to introduce Mrs. Lagarde, the President of the European Central Bank, and Mr. Dimitar Radev, Governor of the Bulgarian National Bank. Mrs. Lagarde, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning to all of you. It's a great privilege and an honor to be jointly hosting you on the occasion of this press conference. But before I do that, and before I say a few words, I'm going to remove this very secretive piece of cloth which is hiding a secret. So stay tuned. Shall we do it together?
Please.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep my little thingy,
lit,
so...
yeah.
Oops, sorry. I'll keep it on. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Ready? You take the other hand. Ready? And we're both going to sign it, shall we?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Shall we sign on the front?
Which?
Yes. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, we sign from this and then we show it to you. Okay. All right. Over to you. Can you turn it around?
Yes. Very nice. Thank you.
So we are very, very pleased to be welcoming Bulgaria in the euro area with the euro as its currency. This is not happening today. It will be happening on the 1st of January. It will happen overnight, and it is the end of a process that has taken many years of hard work to prepare, many years of hard reforms to converge, and many expectations to respond to. Bulgaria has been very close to Europe and to the euro area for many years because of the currency board that it has had for decades. But it means that as of January the 1st, Bulgaria will get the full benefit of being part of the euro area using the euro as its currency. I know, we all know, that there are Bulgarians who are concerned, who are apprehensive, who are fearful of the change. And I can assure you that it happens in every new member joining the euro area. There might be some activation of conspiracy-like theory about the euro, but the best response to that is what happens in real life, which is that after the country has exceeded the euro area, the support for the euro increases very quickly. At the moment, in the euro area, the support for the euro is at a historic high of 83%. 83% of Europeans value the euro, are attached to the euro as their currency. And Bulgaria will be joining this community, and it will enhance by its presence and its talent and its capacity to create, innovate, and transform the entire group of the euro area. So we're delighted to have this 21-member coming as of January the 1st. And personally, my dear Dimitri, I'm looking forward to you being a full-fledged member of the Governing Council, with the voice of Bulgaria and the vote of Bulgaria counting as much as the vote of any other member around the table, as high as any voice around the table. Doesn't matter whether you're a small country or a very large country, the voice is heard in the same way, and the vote counts just as much. So with that, I guess you have the floor.
Thank you, thank you. Madam President, first of all, thank you very much. It's a wonderful gift and a truly weighty one. I would like to say both literally and symbolically. It will have a special place in our museum, which tells the story of money through our ancient lens. So thank you very much indeed. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here today. It's a great pleasure and honor once again in this format to welcome President Lagarde on her first visit to Bulgaria. Dear Christine, we're truly delighted to have you with us. You are among friends who deeply appreciate your leadership and your vision at the helm of the European Central Bank, especially in these times of profound economic and geopolitical uncertainty. Your visit comes at a particularly meaningful moment for Bulgaria. Our country is approaching the final stage of a journey toward membership in the euro area, a goal that has guided our national and institutional efforts for many years. This process has been driven by a clear strategic vision to strengthen the foundations of stability, deepen European integration, and achieve lasting convergence with our European partners. Bulgaria and the banking sector in particular has already reached a high degree of alignment with the euro area framework. Through our participation in ERM2 and our close cooperation with the ECB since 2020, we have effectively prepared our institutions, markets, and prices for the next step, formal entry into the euro area. This achievement reflects a long and disciplined effort supported by our partners across Europe, and in particular by the ECB. Dear Christine, we're deeply grateful for your continued support and for the professionalism and dedication of our ECB colleagues throughout this process. The forthcoming adoption of the euro will mark a truly historic milestone for Bulgaria. It will complete our economic and monetary integration with Europe, reinforce confidence in our financial system, and open new perspectives for growth and prosperity. At the same time, it will bring new responsibilities, responsibilities we are ready to assume with the same prudence and discipline that have guided us so far. Bulgaria's accession to the euro area is also an expression of our trust in and contribution to the European project, a project built on cooperation, solidarity, and shared responsibility. We firmly believe that a stronger and more integrated Europe benefits all its members, and we're committed to playing our part within that common framework. Your visit and today's discussion reaffirm our shared determination to complete this process in a way that strengthens both Bulgaria and the euro area as a whole. Dear President Lagarde, thank you once again for being here today and for the support and partnership of the institution you lead with such distinction. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Благодаря на госпожа Лагард.
Thank you, Madam Lagarde, and thank you to the Governor of the Bulgarian National Bank. Dear colleagues, you have the floor for questions. Questions shall be limited to only 15 minutes, as the press conference will conclude at 12:15. So do please stick to a time limit and do not take too much time with the questions. Bulgarian News Agency first. No, 15 minutes in total for the total of questions. Madame Lagarde.
For the opportunity. Madame Lagarde, in what regional and global economic background Bulgaria is joining the euro area, and how this will affect the transition period? And if I have the opportunity to ask Mr. Radev about his first thought about the draft budget bill that was presented yesterday, and if he sees some reforms in it about the fiscal consolidation.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your question. You know, Bulgaria is joining at a time when it matters to be together, where it matters to be united, and where size, scope, scale actually matter. Bulgaria is joining at a time when there is more volatility, at a time when we have more shocks, one after the other, compounded, and at a time when the global order as we have known it is more fragmented, and when friends are probably fewer. So it's a time when it's important to close ranks and to be together. You might think that it's a difficult time, and it is, but it's a time that is propitious to standing united and standing together, because we are simply stronger together, as your national hero said. Shall you take the second part?
I'll take. I'm wondering, you probably know that there will be another press conference with the Minister of Finance in a few minutes. But no, I'm not trying. It's a good, relevant question, so I'm not trying to avoid the question. Let me start by saying that we've earned a reputation over the years for a fiscally responsible country. This is demonstrated by one of the lowest debt-to-GDP ratios in Europe, and not only. However, since 2020, we have been gradually losing this disciplined fiscal stance. I've consistently emphasized that we need to reverse this trend. And we now face the same dilemma in the context of the 2026 budget. From a macroeconomic standpoint, the best approach would be to exercise tighter control over current expenditure and to prioritize public investment projects that support long-term growth. If there is no capacity to do so, the remaining options are higher taxes and higher debt. These are not good alternatives. They carry adverse macroeconomic but also political consequences, as recent experience in other European countries clearly shows. So in short, we need to return as soon as possible to the path of sound, disciplined fiscal policy, and the upcoming discussions for the 2026 budget will be indicative if there is political capacity to do it. Thank you.
I think for those who are not Bulgarian in the room, it's worth reminding a few of the indicators, because Bulgaria stands on a very strong set of fundamentals. When I look at my numbers, I have for 25, 3% growth, 3.4% inflation, 3.9% unemployment, 29.3% debt to GDP ratio, and 4% fiscal balances. So Bulgaria stands on that really strong record that you have mentioned, Dimitri, and it should stay the course. It should really continue on that path, and and set standards.
Zapovědi.
You have the floor for further questions.
The Italian news agency ANSA, thanks for the floor. It's a very European issue, if I may, for Mrs. Lagarde. Do you consider that the stability of the Eurozone could be jeopardized by the idea of using the Russian frozen asset for the reparation loan to Ukraine, provided that it is not a confiscation, of course? Thank you.
Well, thank you for your non-Bulgarian question. I think the position of the ECB has always been clear, and it is obviously for the Commission on its proposal and for the European Council to decide such matters. But the position of the ECB has always been that whatever option is considered should be considered in compliance with international legal principles, because we do operate and we do abide by the rule of law, and we should not propose to stay away from that, and provided second that any issue relating to financial stability is properly addressed. That position is unchanged. Thank you.
Televizii imate въпрос. Заповядайте.
You have the question. Irina Toneva, Bulgarian National Television. Madame Lagarde.
As you know, there are a lot of widespread threats about that after the 1st of January, all the prices will become higher and higher. What is the actual data containing the last countries that already got the euro? What is your idea about that, if this is going to happen or not? And Mr. Radev, tell me please, do we have enough euro banknotes in order to fulfill all those people that gonna want to have them just immediately after the New Year's Eve? And what about our bank system? Is it good enough to have the power to have all those people that want to have euro? Thank you.
Well, thank you for the first part of your question. The principle is quite simple. You take the current price in lev, you have the official convertibility rate, and you multiply that, and that gives you the price in euro. The principle of the transition is that there can be no variation, and that it has to be to the cent the same as the previous price. So two observations. One is, historically, it was the case with Croatia, it was the case with previous member states when they joined, because people understand these. They tend to increase prices a little bit before the convertibility. So in many ways, if prices are to change, it's probably priced in. It has happened. And second, there has to be vigilance on the part of government, on the part of the consumers, on the part of the investors, so that people don't cheat and actually respect the principle of convertibility. What we have observed in real life is that there is a small variation because of the rounding up and because some in the retail sector, in the trading system, tend to round up to the higher decimal. And as a result, the increase in prices, short-lived, generally it impacts for a period of 6 to 12 months, is of the magnitude that varies between 0.2 and 0.4. The variation between the two is often a factor of how high the inflation is at that moment. But that's what we have observed. And as I said in my remarks earlier, it tends to fade out over the course of time. And a lot is dependent on the people themselves, because they have to be vigilant and the authorities have to implement the principle and sanction those who do not respect it. Thank you.
Един кратък въпрос и кратък
Two
отговор.
others.
Прощавайте, господин.
Just a practical question. Try to be practical in my answer. We've ensured sufficient quantities of euro banknotes and coins will be available from the very first hours of the new year. The Bulgarian National Bank, in close cooperation with the ECB and the national central banks from the euro area, has very carefully organized the entire process of delivery and distribution. Do not also forget that throughout January, payments in leva will be accepted, ensuring a smooth and convenient transition. Also, card payments and electronic transactions will continue to operate seamlessly and will be made in euro from the very first day, making daily life easier during the changeover. And our banking system, which, as discussed, is strong, well-capitalized, highly liquid, is fully prepared to meet the increased activity in the first days of the year and to ensure a confident start to Bulgaria's membership in the euro area. So in short, my advice to citizens is simple: stay calm and be practical. There is no need of over-preparation or any other kind of special preparation. So the central bank, the commercial banks are actually ready.
I think that was the final question, dear colleagues. Thank you very much for the participation. Thank you very much, Madam Lagarde. Thank you, Mr. Radev. And to Madam Lagarde, I hope you enjoy a glass of red wine on New Year's. Bulgarian wine, indeed.
To Bulgaria.
Имаме 2 минути.
Well, 5 minutes for photos for the photographers that will take photos of the gift.